So today we're going to talk about scales and different scales that you can use in your black metal playing and songwriting. All of them are going to be in E. I'm going to show you guys how to play them in two positions and the intervallic structure behind the chords, and just give you some ideas on how to come up with riffs and little melodies using the different scales. So the first one we're going to play is the E minor scale, which is just a normal E minor scale. Now, position 1, the way you play that, on the low E, 12th, 14th, 15th fret, playing the notes E, F sharp and G, 12, 14, 15, and then you repeat the same frets for the A string, playing the notes A, B and C. And then you play your D note here, so 12th fret on D, then back to your octave on the 14th fret of D. 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14. And then it changes to 11, 12, 14 on the G string, then 12, 13, 15 on the B, then 12, 14, 15 on the high E. So just to recap, so after the second octave, 14th fret on D, you play 11th fret G, then the 12th fret, same string, then 14, then move to B, 12, 13, 15, then on high E, 12, 14, 15, and then descend. And position 4, starting on the E note here, I'm playing 7, 9, 10 on A, 7, 9, 10 on D, 7, 9 on G, 7, 8 on 7, 8 and 10 on B, then 7, 8, 10 on high E. We'll go over that again. So 7, 9, 10 A, 7, 9, 10 D, then 7, 9 G, 7, 8, 10, so changes on B, 7, 8, 10 on high E, then descend. Then when you get back to your E note here on the 7th fret of the A string, you descend to the 10th fret on E, then 8, then 7, then go back up to your E. And I find it quite nice to start and finish on the root notes of each of these scales, especially when playing them in position, so you can really hear the tonality of the scale. And it's a good idea to learn your scales going up the neck as well. So you've got an E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then learning and doing all of that for all 6 strings. So just to go over it, just using the E string, you've got low E open, 2nd fret, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th, 10, and 12. Now the E minor sound, you can come up with these kind of riffs. So just by learning all the notes, you can start tremolo picking melodies. And then just following notes of the chords and playing them as power chords. And then turning them into dyads using the notes of the scale. And the way you build dyads is just to pick up 2 notes from the scale and join them together. So here I've got an E and G, E and a B, E here, 7th fret on A, then the 9th fret on D is a B. So you can build up an all power chord, then you can sharpen this B note to a C note, so it becomes 7 and 10. Then I play playing a normal C power chord here, C and a G, then I flatten the G to an F sharp, and then add like a little tech deathy style riff with your black metal as well. That's quite cool. Now the next scale is the E harmonic minor, and the only note that changes is the D note. It becomes a D sharp. The way you play that, so starting in first position here, 12, 14, 15 on low E, then the same notes, then same frets again on A, and this is where it changes. It becomes 13, 14 on D, 12, 14, 15 on low E, then the same numbers on A, then 13, 14, and then going up, oops, how's it go again? There we go. So I'll do that again. 12, 14, 15 low E, and then on A, 13, 14 on D, then on G, 11, 12, 14, then on B, 12, 13, 16. So there's a bigger jump. Then on high E, 12, 14, 15. Then descend. So it gives a very different sound to the minor scale. There's your minor scale notes. Then your harmonic minor. A lot more Nile, Egyptian, Middle Eastern influence. And then when it comes to riffs and solos, same principles as before, using power notes, power chords, using notes of the scale. Then building up dyads. And then little melodies. Stuff like that for your harmonic minor. And it's cool to switch the two scales together to create some nice interesting sounds. So now if I'm just playing a normal E, sorry, let's keep it a bit more diatonic, and then there at the end I change to the D sharp note here, or an E flat. And there, C, B, C, D, so that's natural minor, C, B, C, B sharp, harmonic minor. I'm swapping between two. I forgot to show you position 4 for the harmonic minor scale. So on the A string, 7, 9, 10, then the same on D, then on G, 8, 9, then on B, 7, 8, 10, and on high E, 7, 8, 11. Then back to low E, 10, 8, 7, then back up, 8, 10, 7. And of course, learn all of these scales going on the single note, going up the fretboard and in the 5 positions. The next one is the Phrygian mode, which is similar to the E minor, except you change the F sharp note to an F. So instead of playing E to F, it's E to F sharp, sorry, it's E to F. E to E F sharp, E F. So you get some kind of old school King Diamond-y, Judas Priest style riffs if you play them with power chords. Now the way to play them, so normal position, get comfortable. Alright, so we have our E, then F, so 12, 13, 15 on low E, then 12, 14, 15 on A, then repeat again, the same frets for D, 12, 14, 15, then 12, 14 on G, then 12, 13, 15 on B and E. So that's position 1. And position 4, E note here, 7th fret on A, so it'd be 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, and 7, 9, 10 again on G, then 8, 10 on B, then 7, 8, 10 on high E. Descend, and then the same notes on the low E as before, 10, 8, 7. Oops, sorry about that. So Phrygian is and when it comes to like black metal style riffing, you could just take minor chords and play it from E to F. And again, you can mix up all 3 of those scales, so you can play an E minor riff, change it to harmonic minor, then finish on a Phrygian note on the F. And that's when your playing becomes a lot more interesting. Now we also have Phrygian dominant. A second. Yeah. So now we have the Phrygian dominant scale. And this one's pretty cool because you get more of the kind of harmonic minor tonalities to the scale and to your playing and the way you play that. So on the low E, 12, 13, then on A, 11, 12, 14, 15. So what I do there, I start off with my middle finger, then have my first finger, then shift up. So 12, 13, low E, then 11, 12, 14, 15. On A, then on D, 12, 14, 15. Then 13, 14, then 12, 13, 15, 12, 13 on high E. Yeah, so that's one way to play it. And what's different about this is that it's more of a, technically it's more of a major scale because it's got a major third. But the difference between this and the minor scale is that it has a flattened second instead of a natural second, and a major third instead of a minor third, and all the rest of the notes are the same. So it's root, flat second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat sixth, flat seventh, and the root. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to like flat sevens and minor thirds, check out my video on intervals, because that's more important than anything that you're learning right now. So to play the scale in position 4, 7-8 on A, again starting with my middle finger. Then on the D string it's 6, 7, 9, 10. Using that same thing where we start with our middle finger and shift our hand into position. Such a cool sound. Then on G, 7, 9, 10. Then on B, 9, 10. Then high E, 7, 8, 10. Descend. And then finishing on 10, 8, 7. And finishing on the root. You can find all of these scales online, it's really easy. I'm just giving you a quick demo now. Again, learn them in all 5 shapes and across and up each string. Now when it comes to these kind of Phrygian dominant riffs, you can get those kind of pretty sick behemoth style. Those kind of stuff, and you can get like Marduk-y style riffs if you just play a low E and then play different notes of the scale with power chords. Like Souls for Belial by Marduk is all Phrygian dominant, so it's E power chord with so low E, then E power chord, then E F, then E to G sharp, then low E to F to E to D. Oops. And then playing C and D. Nice and simple. And yeah, you could combine that with all of the other scales as well. So if you're playing a minor riff, then play some Phrygian dominant stuff. Then finish on a harmonic minor note. Little bits like that. You can get like quite Nile influenced riffs using the Phrygian dominant mode. And yeah, the last one is the E diminished scale. Now this one's kind of tricky, but it's easy to think about, because you play one note, then you go up a fret, then you go up 2 frets, then you go up another fret, and up 2 frets. So it's half a step, whole step, half step, whole step, or flat second, natural second, flat second, natural second. And yeah, the way you play this one, sorry, I'm just checking my notes here. The way you play this one, so I'm just going to show you in position 4 because it's actually easier. So you start with an E, 7th fret, 8th fret on F, then the G note on 10, then an A flat on 11. And you just take that movement and move on to the D string, starting on the 8th fret. So you start on the 7, then do the same movement on the 8th, then the same movement on the 9th, then 11th, then the 12th. and then descend. Oops. And then you can go lower. So it will be 7, 8, 10, 11 on A. Then on D is 8, 9, 11, 12. Then on G, 9, 10, 12, 13. Then B, 11, 12, 14, 15. Then E, 12, 13, 15, 16. And again, this is like a combination of all the other scales, and this one I think you should use the most, the diminished scale, because you can just experiment a lot more with it, and you're less restricted to some of the chords and their voicings. Like you could just take minor scales. And this is the only scale that I've shown you today that uses the tritone, the flat 5. So yeah, I think the diminished scale is probably the best one to use when it comes to creating really heavy riffs. If you want that kind of more atmospheric black metal sound, more uplifting and sometimes even depressive, stick to the minor scale. You get these nice kind of wintry chords and a more wintry sound. Yeah, cool. So here's a bunch of scales. Learn them in various positions all across the neck, and like always, experiment and create and make your music your own.